Do you want to cast your own pen blanks or turning blanks, or you're just new to resin casting and you want to know how much it's going to cost to get into the hobby? This is the right video for you, so let's go. We always have to start off with safety, and we always start every show that I do with safety first. We got gloves, glasses, well-ventilated area, got a crazy kid. We'll be safe in our shop, you be safe in your shop. So the first thing is a respirator. I usually don't wear a respirator on the show, or I never do, because I'm talking to you, and if you have some resins that you can't smell, that doesn't mean there's not fumes in the air. So this one here is $34.20 on Amazon. I'll have links to all of this stuff below so you can go check it out. You can even go check out cheaper stuff or more expensive stuff, but this is the one that I use. It's a 3M, and it is pretty cool, pretty affordable, and it's nice and comfortable. We have gloves. You can get a box of gloves for $9.99 on Amazon. I actually buy them by the 1,000 pack, but for the purposes of this video, $9.99 for that. We have safety glasses. These are very basic. They don't take much. We just make sure we always use them. And these are a pack of 3, I believe, for $9.99. And I think that's about it for safety. Let's move on. Just a side note real quick. We're not going to go over consumables like resin and the colors and things like that, because that's just an ongoing expense. I do have a coupon code to ALUMILITE and to Eye Candy. I'll put them below, and I'll put some links down below. So just so you know, we're not going to base our prices on the consumable things. One thing we're going to need just to keep your table clean is some silicone mats. They come in a pack of 3, and they are $6.71 for that pack. You could even just get a trash bag. Sometimes we're doing the show and we're going to do something extra messy. I'll just get a trash bag and put it over the table, and we cast on that. The next thing is silicone stir sticks. So you can buy the sticks, wooden popsicle sticks, and do that. But these ones you can just clean and use them over and over and over. We're trying to keep from stuff that you have to buy over and over again. I do the live show every week, so the stuff that I do is going to be totally different. Like, not a lot of people are going to do what I'm doing, but if you're first starting, stuff like this will save you a lot. And speaking of that, the cups to mix in, or the cups that you're going to mix the colors in or whatever, you can get silicone cups. And these ones aren't very big, but we're just beginning here, so these will hold enough to mix up enough to make some pen blanks. And then we need something to pour into, and that's going to be a pen mold. And surprise, surprise, these are mine. I make these. They're called Jake Blanks, and they're cool, high quality molds, and these ones are $77. If you're watching this video, I'll have a link below to all of my silicone molds. I have tons of them. This is just one. And if you watch this video, it's going to be video 10 for a coupon code. You get 10% off. If you watch this video, go buy a mold, you get 10% off. So there's that. That's what we're pouring into. We have 3 more tools to talk about before we hit that $200 mark, and you'll be able to cast a pen blank. And then after that, we're going to take it up a notch and talk about some other things. But for right now, we need to talk about having timers. These timers come in a 2-pack, and they're $6.69. I use them all the time because the resin that we use has a working time, and at the end of that working time, we start taking the temperature so that the colors don't swirl. That's a whole nother ball of wax. We'll talk about that on the live show all the time, but we do need to take the temperature, so we need a temperature gun. So we have a temperature gun here, and the temperature gun I've listed is going to be $16.14. And then afterwards, at this setup we have right here, you're going to take a torch after you pour your resin, and you're going to just pop the bubbles with it and just set it out. And you'll come back every few minutes and make sure they don't have any bubbles popping up, and you're just going to pop them with this torch. And this torch is $13.99. So right now we're under $200. It's $192.64, and we're under that $200, and we can pour pen blanks right now. The caveat is you need to have a resin that doesn't require a pressure pot, and the one that comes to my mind right away is ALUMILITE Amazing Clear Cast. You can go ahead and use that, and it's a longer working time, so the bubbles have time to come up out of here, and then you can pop them with the torch. So that's a caveat on that. So with this setup right here, we are able to do some pen blanks, but let's take it up a notch. You're going to need a pressure pot, and what a pressure pot does is it takes all the bubbles in that resin, and as soon as you put it in here and pressurize it, it's going to squeeze all those bubbles to where you can't see them. So they're gonna be so small that the human eye can't see them. So it's gonna be no bubbles. You take it out in a couple hours with the resin that I use. Once again, not all resins are the same, so you'll have to check on the resin that you want to use or whatever, but ALUMILITE Clear Slow is what I use. And we put it in here. 2 hours later, I take it out and then I let them cure. And it's a done deal. And you can get more stuff in the pressure pot and keep on casting if you need to. This here is a 5-gallon pressure pot. What I priced in the show for today and in the links is a 2.5 gallon. So it's half of this size. It's $206, but this one's only $250. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to say this mold will fit in that 2.5 gallon pot just fine, and you're going to have just a fantastic time. You can do this cheaper. You can do the Harbor Freight route and get the paint pot and go ahead and make it to where it's a pressure pot. And I do have a video on that. But after having all of that, I'm the one that made the video on it, and tons of people have converted it. But this handles on here and this seals all the time. Everything's ready to go. You just take it out of the box and you put it together. And I do have a video on that also, and I'll put below so you can check out how easy it is. I will recommend these 100 times out of 100 over the Harbor Freight pot, because you're going to spend $100 or so on that pot anyway, and then another probably 30-40 bucks on fittings and stuff to convert it. So why not just spend the extra money and have a nice pot that you don't have to mess with? So that's my opinion on that. And then we have to put air in here somehow. So let me get the next tool and put up here. This is a California Air Tools Ultra Quiet 8-gallon air compressor. It will definitely fill up the 2.5 gallon pressure pot. It'll definitely fill up the 5-gallon one. And I even have a 10-gallon one. It did that. I even have a video on that, just seeing how long it takes to fill each one up. It does it just fine. They actually have a 1-gallon one that's only $50 cheaper. So this thing here could even be something that you can just fill up. It runs off of 110 power. You can fill it up and go air up a tire or do things around the house. It's really, really light and quiet. So that's going to fill up the pressure pot. That's going to give you the whole entire package. That's going to be $598.14. So $200 you can have the basic setup to do pin blanks, and for $600 you can have a pretty nice setup. So hopefully that helped you out. I get asked that all the time. Hopefully it helped you out, and then you can come over here and check out the pressure pot video. It's going to show you exactly how to set that thing up and adjust things on it. Meet me over here on this video right here. See you next time.